Hey y'all, it's the Dream Team. We back. It's your boy E-Dud. I got a special guest today. She's gonna introduce herself, but I'm just gonna let you know this. She has her own brand. She's an entrepreneur. You know, she's a very beautiful young lady. I think we're gonna have some wonderful episodes. I'll just say, for the public out there, she goes by Kyra and also known as Kocky-K.
Yes, Kocky-K, Kyra, that's me. I have a brand, Kocky Collection, entrepreneur. It's a clothing brand also involving hair extensions and whatnot. Come check me out on Instagram, Kocky Collection. Kocky with a K, Collection with a K.
All right, so listen, we got a great show for y'all today. Got a few topics we're going to touch on. One in particular, something that went on a couple weeks ago, Kyra, and, we kind of talked about it back in the green room. But let me ask you, what did you think about that whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef?
Well, let me say this first. I'm a big Drake fan. Like, Drake has my heart through and through, but in this particular battle, he took an L.
I totally
agree. He took a big L. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not one of those delusional. I'm not one of them delusional Drake fans. Like, and I'm gonna stand with my culture first and foremost, and even beyond that, Kendrick was just
fire.
That's that Gemini. That's that.
Yeah,
he couldn't do nothing with that.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's funny because I'm an older guy, and beefing was a little bit different back in the day. But the way now with social media, the internet, and the way they just went about it, I mean, it really got personal. And I mean, I didn't think it would go that far. But, the original beef, even when, we talked about this on one of our earlier shows, where the original beef actually started off with, I think it was J. Cole, Rick Ross was in there somehow, and then it just ended up being Kendrick and Drake. But
as it should.
Yeah, but
J. Cole didn't really need no person. Everybody was like, J. Cole copped out. I'm glad he did, because that wasn't going to be, that wasn't for him.
Yeah, that's not his lane.
It wasn't directed. Exactly. Thank you. Sometimes you got to stay in your lane. Like, so I enjoyed the whole Drake and Kendrick thing. It did get a little weird once the stuff happened at Drake crib and whatever. Yeah. I don't condone none of that. It was a little hype, a little spice to the beef, but I like rap beef. I'm really like into the rap. Like, I listen to lyrics. I respect artists.
Yeah, I tell you what, and it's funny because when Rick Ross went to Vancouver, I don't know, he played himself to me, if you ask me. Like, I don't know how you go to Vancouver and try to diss Drake by playing the Kendrick Lamar song. So, you think that was deserving? Do you think Rick played himself? Like, how did you look at that from your perspective?
Not at all. The fact that they could think that they can even touch a black man in the first place over somebody playing some music, the audacity to even try, you know what I'm saying? A father, something could have really went left.
Yeah.
One of his mans went to sleep. He on the floor, like, come on, you know what I'm saying? All over a song.
I know one thing.
Like, then that mean that song is really that song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all already showing your weakness in that. You know what I'm saying? Who is these guys running up? Like, who are y'all? Y'all know him? Y'all know Drake personally? I don't like that. Like I said, I don't condone that. You know what I'm saying? Right. I'm all for the rap stuff, and it is what it is. He played the song. Yeah, he ain't the only one that's been playing the song, and ain't had nothing to do with the beef. You know what I'm saying? So I don't condone that. Them men don't run up on no black man.
Yeah.
And you see Rick got back in the gym.
Yeah.
Next day, you seen him. You seen him. They ain't gonna run up on him again like that.
Yeah, I tell you what too. But for me, I think Rick just needed a little better security.
For sure. Especially if you're gonna make moves like that.
Yeah, definitely.
You need to have big security. You need to be secure and stuff. Shit.
Yeah, and another thing I'll say too, like just moving forward, how do you think and how do you feel with both Kendrick and Drake? Where do you think their careers go from here? Because there's been a lot put out there since this whole situation started. The reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of people starting to say Drake ain't truly Drake because he got ghostwriters, and I've been hearing some things. So, with you saying that you love Drake, I'm just kind of seeing what your feelings are now.
I believe that Drake is an artist. I would not call him a rapper. Kendrick is also an artist, but he is a beast at lyrical rap. You know what I'm saying? So, even the way that he planned this beef out, he dropped the concert on Juneteenth.
Right.
Then after that, dropped the music video on the 4th of July. He just dragged this beef all the way from Like That remix.
Right. And let me ask you, did you think that was dope?
So, like,
did you think that was dope as shit, though, the way he did the video, like, in the hood?
Loved it.
That
loved
was
the
awesome.
concert on Juneteenth. One of my old heads went to the concert with all the way out Cali.
Wow. I got a homie out in Cali right now, too.
I loved it. For the culture, nothing happened. I love it. I love to see it. I want to see what happens after this, because we know Nipsey, one of the community centers, and all of that stuff. Let's see what we can bring out of this, because I loved it. I loved it.
All right, so okay. Now, we just had something that happened that you brought back up in the green room, too. Like, so now, I was already going to talk, or we were going to talk about the presidential election, Joe Biden, old ass, and Trump.
Debate.
So now, we got the boy getting shot at. What was that all about? I mean, like, what was your feeling? Are you a Trump backer? Or I'm pretty sure you're not, but, I just had to get your feel for that whole situation, because it just blew my mind that people in his own culture literally tried to, like, take that man the fuck out of here. Excuse my expression, but...
let me keep this as, I'm not even going to keep it PG. I'm going to just keep it real. I don't care for Democrats or Republicans, honestly. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I really think that we need to get a black vote together and have, like, just a designated, you know what I'm saying, leader or whatever, because, honestly, neither of these people is for us. The fact that somebody shot at Trump, I'm surprised, because I would think the people that's assassinating people will be going for the Democrats. Like, according to history tells us that's usually, you know what I'm saying, those radical people doing that. So, with that being said, was it staged? Like, do you think he set it up? Because how did the shooter...
So hold on. Yesterday I was at a barbecue, and somebody said that because, do you really think this motherfucker would really take it to that extreme where you need votes that bad that you would stage your own shooting? But
he's an actor. First and foremost, this man is a businessman. Yes, we love him because he wants to boost the economy. He wants to bring the jobs back to America. I even got a hat, coffee collection. It says "Make Butts Real Again."
Wow.
And it's a red hat.
Like
people be like death staring me until they get to like see what it really say, and I be like forgetting sometimes I got my hat on. But I love the idea of it, but the execution, I don't like it. The people that's backing him, I don't like it. I feel like he wants to be a dictator. I feel like if he wins, he is not going to leave the White House. I feel like if he loses, it's gonna be bad. Like either way, it's gonna be,
Yeah, that kind of leads me to my next question. So how important is the vote? Like, so do you think you vote in one way or another, or do you think our culture voting one way or another makes a difference? Because like how they push this whole you should vote, but then it's like if the person that I voted for lose, like what did my vote even matter?
Because then let's be honest, if we really gonna get into the politics of it, like our vote, the popular vote is one part of the election, but it's also the electoral vote.
Right.
So even if he win the popular vote, how is the electoral vote going to swing it? Because if it's more electoral votes for Trump, then you can kiss that popular vote goodbye. But I'm never going to discourage my people, any minority people, to vote, because honestly, they're scared for the minority people to come together, because then we would outweigh and outdo with the whole white culture and the European views and everything. Like, they fear that, and that's why they have us so confused, and we just thinking Trump got us the stimmy checks, he got us the PUA, motherfuckers doing PPP.
Gas wasn't no $3.50 either.
You know what I'm saying? But then you got to think about a lot of people died.
Yeah, facts.
What was the death factor when Trump was president? He didn't even want people doing the mask. Like, fuck the vaccination, vax, non-vax. That's just more reason to just split us up. Yeah. But honestly, think about how many people died during COVID. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We took a lot of L's. The reason why we was getting paid is because all the motherfuckers that was dying, their Social Security was gone. Y'all remember they was talking about cutting Social Security?
Yeah, that's
you don't hear that no more because they killed them, they spouse off, the whole, you know what I'm saying? So it's not cool. I can't back a man that would just want to boost the economy but commit genocide for real, because he don't care. Even when the people came to the to riot at the Capitol. Come on. We can't condone this shit.
And that's funny you say that because I think when we look at politics, right, it's kind of the same way we look at religion. And I always tell people this. Everybody has their own view of or own opinion or own thought process on like what you truly believe in. And I think that's the same thing when it comes down to the popular vote. Sometimes Trump's he looks like the sexy vote. He looks like the guy that, okay, he's going to stand up for us. If Trump doesn't do anything else, one thing I can say, he does speak his mind, and he'll let you know. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
I love that for him because you will never have to guess if he's talking shit behind your back. He is going to tell it like it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can't. That's why I don't say that I hate Trump. I don't have no hate in my heart for Trump.
Right.
But the people that back him up, I can't get with it. I can't get. They too. You know what I'm saying? They too crazy though. Trump, like you said, he speaks his mind. But have you heard about the Supreme Court giving him immunity?
Well, see, now that I was going to touch on that a little bit because that's one of the things.
We got to talk about that. Yeah, and then if elected, Trump is going to give police officers immunity.
Right.
What that sound like?
Yeah, that's crazy. That just basically tell you everything you need to know about what's going to happen with our
in America.
Yeah, and more. See, this is what people don't tend to understand or realize, right? When all of these things that happen, as they say, organically or naturally, and in their eyes, they don't look at it to say that, what culture is it affecting most? The brown folks.
Black and brown.
Yeah, that's so. We know what the narrative's going to be once he does get back in office. Not to say that, like you said, certain things won't go back to some type of normalcy, but at the same time, we know he's a radical in other fields and other things that he brings to the table. So I just feel like, it's almost like a death sentence to me waiting to happen if he gets back in office. And not to say that I'm a Joe Biden backer, not Biden. I mean, no means whatsoever. He's on some, like literally everything has went up so much. Inflation is through the roof right now. You gotta pick the lesser evil, and you gotta also remember this because remember when Obama was the president, everybody was saying Obama wasn't doing nothing. He was fixing and undoing a lot of shit that Bush was doing. Yes, facts.
So now I feel like Biden is, you know what I'm saying? But we're not going to see it as that because the reality is like inflation, like you said, it is what it is. Nobody want to hear that shit.
And that's a fact. You're right, because that was one of the things that, we talked about too. Like, and I always say I'm not real big into politics, but, when we talk about what Obama had to dig us out his first 4 years just to correct some of those things, and even with Obamacare and the Obama phones.
I'm trying to undo that too. Trump trying to undo that.
That's what I'm saying. So a lot of things that certain presidents pushed, and like I said, you said whether they fixing them or they unfixing them, just like soon as Biden got into office, he took that wall down like Trump. I ain't blocking these people out.
That was stupid. No, niggas is not going over the wall. Niggas is going underground. Like, come on. Niggas is getting through with or without the wall. That was the most wasteful spending I've ever seen. And I don't know if people even talk about how many people Trump executed in his presidency.
Wow.
He broke the record for how many people he executed in 1 year. The last year he left, he executed 10 people. Yeah,
that's crazy. And I'm going to go back to even with the immunity thing because when you touched on that, it was funny because when he got indicted down in Atlanta and, he got all of those felony charges, I was saying to myself, how is he going to wiggle himself out of this situation? And all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, the Supreme Court gives this dude complete immunity. I said,
a felon can't vote, but a felon can run for president.
And actually become president. That's the crazy part. Actually become president.
What in America?
That's one of the reasons why I said our culture is going to be affected most because, we always got the most to say. That's just who we are. We're outspoken, culture. So
we got to get the action. We got to come together as a community.
Thank you.
We got to get together. We really do.
We really do. We really do.
Really do.
Well, touching on a lighter subject, and I kind of was talking about with this to you in the green room also. So the BET Awards, did you watch them?
Not live. I went back and watched some clips.
Okay. What did you think? Who did you like? Did you like? Because it was really, to me, it was a female show. They might as well have named the BET Her Awards. Because, literally, when I say it was nothing
Why did Usher tribute have nothing but females? I loved most of the performances, but y'all couldn't get not one guy. Y'all couldn't get Neo. I know Chris Brown was on tour, but y'all couldn't get Neo or nothing.
Yeah, it's funny because my girl said the same thing. Because it's funny because the one person that we was looking for and she did pop out was Tiana Taylor. Because, she get it in. But I didn't understand that either. I thought he would at least have one or two guys at least do something. Yeah. It was too many R&B singers that was available. He could at least had someone. Whether it was Trey Songz, whether it was like you said,
Tank,
Neo, Tank,
Tyrese,
somebody.
But they thinking like people that can move too. So like, even if we go that route, like, I don't know, guys ain't singing and dancing. It ain't like the old days. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody
niggas was getting on. Everybody knew how to dance and sing. Like, niggas is not. They don't make them like that no more. So I see why it was hard, but I like Lauryn Hill and her son. I loved it.
Yeah, Lauryn, I can tell you got an old soul when it comes to music. So so being as though that's the case, I'm gonna hit you with this one. What do you think about the female rap version of what we have now in comparison to what we had just say years ago when it? And I'll just go back as far as Little Kim. So we'll start with Little Kim, Remy Ma, the Nicki Minaj's. Yeah. Now you speed it up. Even now, like Cardi B is almost like an afterthought now. But you got Ice Spice, you got Gorilla, you got Sexy Red, you got what's this other girl name? Lotto. I mean, so I'm just saying, in the direction that you see it going in, is it more about the sex appeal or about the lyricism?
So honestly, this is side note. I used to write, like I used to rap back in the days, like.
Okay, let me find out.
Yeah, so I can't respect half of these rap. I'd be like, I could have gotten in the studio and made this song. Yeah. Like the stuff that's being dropped now, I don't like it, and I also think that's a part of politics. Not to keep bringing it back into it. No. But I think they trying to brainwash us and water us down. Did y'all see they clone Tyrone?
No, I didn't. I didn't catch that.
Ain't no way you ain't see that.
No.
You saw it? Yes. They clone Tyrone. We gonna make sure you go home and do their homework. Right. That's gonna be a little. That'll be my
homework for the next episode.
When I tell you, they will like brainwash you with the music, with the what you watching, all of that stuff. Wow. Your environment really does affect you. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I just feel like if they keep putting these Ice Spices and these Sexy Reds, and no shade to them because it's enough space out here for all of us, but I do want the females to feel as though you do got to push your pen. Like, I'm not into the ghostwriting. Shout out to the females that's freestyling, because that's even another lane. Yeah. Have you seen Dab's House?
No, not at all.
Dab's House, she has female rappers coming together, and they all rapping. These one girl, they was about to get kicked out. Instead of them getting kicked out, they had to battle it out. Rocky is on there.
Wow, okay.
It's another girl from Philadelphia. What's her name? Something Chop.
Okay.
I forget her name, but that's another thing.
Yeah, you got to speed E-Pop up a little bit, because I'm going to have to definitely dig into my Creator Google for that one, because it's a few people that you just named, like, that don't even ring a bell. And I think that's one of the things that, like, what makes this dynamic so great is because a lot of times when you look at things, I'm not looking for that, of course. So, like I said, even looking at the BET Awards, it blew my mind, because I'm like, this ain't even the BET Awards I remember at all. So with that being said, it just was a different, different dynamic, and just to see all of the shaking the butts and all of the extra stuff going on. So at the end of the day, like I said, it was just different for me.
It was disappointing, but I'm not going to do too much on BET Awards because I love that we even can get together and do that. Like I said, as a culture, I feel like we need more stuff like that. Like them banning Will Smith from whatever XYZ they did. We need to have our own black coalition. Right. Like, it's enough black actors. You know how much money we pour into the entertainment system? Right. Like, exactly. we got people in sports, all of them black people in sports, all of the black people in music. Like, if we could come together.
And that was one of the things, too. That's why I said when we talked in the green room, that was one of the things I touched on to you. Just culturally, if we can start to really put everybody on the same platforms where we're cross-branding now, where, like you said, it's accepted. Yeah, because
not competing,
exactly. That's the only way we're going to win. And that was one of the things, like I said, like, as we just, like I said, got an opportunity to get comfortable with each other, we started talking that same language. And like you said, if you get enough of that, the sky's the limit. You know what I mean?
And I want to even talk about, because you was like, I got to keep you up to speed. So when you come on my podcast, Waiting to In Hell, you have to be, tapped in. If not, you're going to get into it real quick. Okay. We got a reoccurring segment called What You Watching. We got Music of the Month. We got, and it don't have to be up to date, but we do want to know what is on your mind? What are you watching? So we can see different perspectives and, what we missing and stuff. Yeah. We also got a segment called Black and Brown Businesses. Okay. What Black and Brown businesses have you supported that month? And that keeps us conscious. Wow. You know what I'm saying? We'll get on there 2 months, 3 months in a row. You looking at the next girl like, girl, you ain't support nobody yet.
Yeah,
you feeling it. You know what I'm saying? That will encourage you to spend.
I can honestly sit here and tell you right now, I can't even remember the last black business I actually supported opposite my own daughter's business, Carae. Right. But other than that, no, I can't sit here and be honest with you. Of course, I got a couple homies that do have their own, entrepreneurships and their own businesses. But like you said, from that perspective, no.
It just pushes us as a culture to be more conscious, because they say that the black dollar, it go right out of our community. It go right back to the white man.
Yeah, facts.
Even that PUA money. Where all that PUA money went to? Exactly. Designer. It ain't go to no properties. We ain't do no real investments or nothing like that. Or we didn't even invest in each other or our own businesses. And I felt like if we could go back and do that all over again.
Yeah.
Man, oh man.
I just wanted to get your perspective on what is your thought process on, if you're the breadwinner in the family, right? And just say you've been with a guy, just say 5+ years or so.
Right.
Do you think it's a necessary evil for him to make more money than you? And if he does not make more money than you, do you feel like carrying him becomes more of a burden, or does it put you in a position where you want to just give up on a relationship? So it's like a 2-part question. Do you feel like being a financial head of the household is an issue? And if he's not stepping up all the way to the plate, do you give up on him, or do you continue to move on?
I'm going to just say this first and foremost. I want my partner, him and I, to be equally yoked. That's a mindset thing. That's not financial. That's not materialistic. So, hypothetically, I'm making more in that relationship than it would be given, like 60, what's that?
60-40.
60-40. Okay. But,
all right, but let's say
even if it go to 70-30.
I'm about to say I was going to take it a little deeper. Go ahead.
What else do you pour into me? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What's your mindset? Are you thinking of investments? Are you fixing, like, what's the circumstance? What's the situation?
Got you.
So I feel like that's the first part. The second part, the way I know when it's time for me to go or not is I do a pros and cons list. If the cons is outweighing the pros, then I'm going to talk to you about it. If you can't fix it in X amount of time or show me that you at least trying, then you got to go, because I am a huge believer in that people can distract you, especially your partner. Sometimes you can be sleeping with the enemy.
No, that's a fact. So let me ask you, what's the longest term relationship you've been in? And how deep did it get? Did it get to the point where you thought about marrying and not thought about marrying? Did you want him to propose? How was that whole situation, if there was any ever?
So my current relationship is my longest relationship. It'll be 4 years in November.
Okay.
So, yeah. That'll be my longest relationship. Definitely thinking about getting married.
Oh, nice. Beautiful.
I'm a good woman.
I know. and you obviously you feel that he's a good dude.
And he's a great dude.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Awesome.
He's a great dude.
That's
actually,
awesome.
You know what I mean? He ain't no nigga. He's a great dude.
Yeah, now how did you guys meet?
We went to high school together.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, paths separated. We crossed back up.
Okay.
And the time was aligned.
Yeah.
So, but prior to that, I had situationships. My longest relationship was probably 2 years, and the situationship I was in, it was 3 years, but it was toxic.
Okay.
And to go turn around to a nigga, to a great man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Is a blessing.
Yeah, no, that is. That is. All right, well, okay. I just had to get a little touch on that. I know for me personally, like I've been on both sides of that,
right,
where I had women that made less money than me, and I've been on the other side where I had women that actually, made more than me. So for me, like you said, it's about the energy. If we can coexist, and meaning like me and my girl, I swear to God, we have so much in common, so it makes our relationship so solid, because we don't not talk. We talk about everything,
and I think that's important.
Oh, that's awesome.
Communication is
everything.
key.
It's everything. It's everything.
Honestly, like
it really is.
At least let me decide what I want to be mad at. Like you know what I'm saying. You didn't even give me the opportunity to. You know what I'm saying. If we really in this, right, then let's really be in it. You know what I'm saying.
Facts. All right, so the last one I got for today, and I think this is a really good one, because we got a legend that actually is retiring from the business. But what do you think about Frankie Beverly finally calling it, hanging up the microphone? Does it bring a tear to your eye? How do you feel about that?
It does, because I still have yet to go to a concert, so I need to make my way out. Yes, I'm so serious.
A concert at all, ever?
With Frankie Beverly? No.
Wow.
And I've had so many opportunities.
Yeah, because he at the Dell every year.
Goddamn year. So I'm going to make it my duty to go out. I'm not mad at it because he deserves to sit down. Legends need to just sit down and smell their flowers. You know what I'm saying? That's how I feel. I feel like some legends, that's where they mess up and they go wrong when they don't sit down at a certain time. But that's another conversation.
Yeah.
But Frankie Beverly, I got to go see him.
Well, of course, you know, for me, I grew up on Frankie. I mean, total Philadelphia legend.
Yeah.
Started out with my man Gamble and Huff right here at Philadelphia Studios. So almost like a bringing back home type thing. And for me, he deserves all his flowers before he actually receive them on another level. So for me, it was just a beautiful way to just tell him thank you. It was decent that Jalen Hurts from the Philadelphia Eagles actually came out there, you know, gave him, you know, actually gave him flowers.
Yeah.
So just to see that in general, I think was just an awesome opportunity for everybody to get to see him in his last performance. But yeah, I definitely had to get your thought process on that.
Speaking of Jalen Hurts, you ready for football season?
I hate the Eagles.
What?
Oh my God, I'm a Cowboys
so
fan.
You? Oh my God,
so
my man is a Cowboys fan.
I'm about to say,
oh my
gosh. No more.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's funny because my daughter. My daughter's mother and that whole family, they've been Eagle fans from day one. And every year we become enemies. Soon as September rolls around from September all the way through January.
And why is it like that though? I want to know. Is it just because I heard that it's just the Philadelphia Dallas fans that's like that? The actual people in Texas, they're sweethearts, I heard.
They are. They really are, because I've been to a Dallas game in Dallas, and I tell you, how you'll get a Dallas fan to go down to the stadium and watch a football game down to the link, and they give them the business. When we go down there, it's not even remotely the same. They don't even care about none of that stuff. They just there to watch football. Just totally there to watch football.
Keep it football, y'all. We don't have to be, but I do feel a betrayal.
Y'all fanatics just be taking it too far. That's exactly why.
Like not that deep, but you gotta remember that's America for you.
Well, again, Kyra, I'm so appreciative of this opportunity you have given us, and I just want you to tell the people again, let them know where they can reach you at, what platforms, and what social media, streaming they can, catch you on.
I am on Instagram, Kocky-Kyra, Kocky with a K, Kyra with 2 A's, and I also have a business page on Instagram, Kocky Collection, Kocky with a K, Kyra.
Follow her.
And subscribe, like, and check out Waiting 2 in Hell. That's number 2 in Hell, the podcast.
Thank you guys for watching another episode of the Dream Team. Thanks to my
Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem. My beautiful co-host, Kyra, and again, we're definitely going to do this very soon again because, like I said, it's nothing like the culture.
Yes.
As long as we continue to promote and help each other, we can only grow from here. So again, I just thank all my subscribers for tuning in. Another great week. Hopefully, I'll get my original co-host back at some point. And she took a little sabbatical, but much love out to my daughter Delore. May you continue to be blessed in your endeavors moving forward. And again, thank you for watching the Dream Team this week. We out. Peace.